The Cheshire Cat was not a trick of Wonderland. It was a British Shorthair lounging in plain sight, smiling the way only a cat who knows ancient secrets can smile. My name is Winston, and if you follow me, I will show you where the real magic has been hiding all along. I am a British Shorthair, and today I am going to tell you my story. Not just my personal story, but the story of my entire breed. A story that stretches back further than most humans realize, full of survival, reinvention, and an unshakable sense of self-worth. Please settle in. I do not rush for anyone, but I promise to make it worth your time. My ancestors arrived in Britain with the Romans. Yes, those Romans. Around 2,000 years ago, soldiers crossing into what would become England brought cats from Egypt and other parts of the ancient world to protect their grain supplies from rodents. Over centuries, these cats bred with the native wildcats of Britain, producing something altogether sturdier, rounder, and considerably more dignified. We were working cats first, farm cats, street cats, cats who earned our keep through sheer practicality. Then came a man named Harrison Weir. In 1871, he organized the first cat show at the Crystal Palace in London, and British Shorthairs were among the most celebrated breeds. Harrison Weir loved us specifically. He appreciated our dense double coat, our solid muscular build, our copper or gold eyes, and our composed temperament. He understood that we were not frivolous creatures. We had substance, we had history, we had character. He called us the perfect domestic cat, and honestly, he was correct. But then something happened that nearly destroyed everything. The 20th century arrived with its two devastating world wars, and breeding programs across Britain collapsed entirely. Food was scarce, resources were stretched, many of our beloved lines nearly vanished. Breeders did what they had to do, crossing remaining British Shorthairs with Persians and other breeds to rebuild the population. It changed us slightly, softened some features, but our essence remained. We survived because we always survive. Quiet persistence is rather our specialty. By the 1970s, dedicated breeders had restored us to our former glory, and the Cat Fanciers Association in America finally granted us full recognition in 1980. The world had rediscovered what Britain had always known. We are extraordinary. Now I want to tell you something more personal. I came to live with my family 3 years ago. I was 14 weeks old, a blue-grey bundle of fur with enormous round eyes, and absolutely no patience for being treated like a stuffed animal. My family had just moved to a new city, new flat, new neighborhood, nobody they knew nearby. The humans were struggling more than they admitted out loud. There was a little girl named Clara. She was 7 years old and desperately homesick for her old bedroom, her old school, her old friends. She barely spoke for the first 2 weeks. She would come home, drop her backpack by the door, and sit in the corner of the sofa, staring at nothing. I observed this for approximately 4 days before I made my move. I do not cuddle on command. Let that be understood clearly. British Shorthairs maintain boundaries. We prefer sitting nearby rather than being held. We show affection on our own terms and our own timeline. However, we are exceptionally perceptive. We notice things humans miss. And what I noticed in Clara was a loneliness so heavy it had weight. On the 5th evening, I walked across the room, jumped onto the sofa cushion beside her, and sat down. Not on her lap, just next to her, close enough that she could feel my warmth. I did not look at her directly, because that would have been too much pressure. I simply existed beside her. She did not move for a long time. Then very quietly she said, "Hi, Winston." I blinked slowly. A slow blink from a cat means trust. It means safety. It means you are not alone right now, even when everything feels uncertain. Clara did not know the science behind it, but she felt it anyway. She reached out and gently touched my fur. We sat together for an hour that evening. Every evening after that, she came home and found me already waiting on that sofa cushion. It became our ritual, Some nights she talked, telling me about a girl at school who had been unkind, or a teacher who made her laugh. Some nights she was quiet, and we simply shared the silence. Both were equally valid. Within 6 weeks, Clara was making friends. Within 3 months, she loved her new city. She told her mother that Winston fixed everything, which seemed exaggerated but was still appreciated. I did not fix everything. I simply showed up consistently. I was a steady presence in an unsteady season. Sometimes that is all anyone needs. Someone reliable. Someone who arrives without an agenda and stays without condition. Cats have been offering humans this particular gift for thousands of years, long before anyone thought to document it, study it, or name it. This is why we matter. Not because we are glamorous, though we certainly are. Not because we are ancient, though our lineage is remarkably deep. But because in the spaces where human connection sometimes falters, we step quietly into the gap. We have been doing it since Roman soldiers felt homesick in a strange cold island at the edge of the known world. We will keep doing it for as long as humans need us, which, based on my observations, will be a very long time indeed. If you have a cat in your life, give them a slow blink today. They will understand completely. If this story moved you, share it with someone who loves cats, or who needs a reminder that healing can come in the most unexpected forms. Like and subscribe, because we have many more stories like this one waiting for you right here.